सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 21। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं य एनमजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थ कं घातयति हन्तिकम्। वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि। As a solution to the problem of samsara bondage, Bhagavan is giving the self-knowledge as the only sadhanam for the moksha bandha nivritti. And while talking about the self, Bhagavan is revealing what the self is and what the self is not. Means our misconception about the self is being dismissed. We think that Atma, I am impermanent. Then Bhagavan says, no, natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha. You, what really you are, that is consciousness, are nityaha. You as really you are, you as consciousness are nityaha. Means you are permanent. And thereby you are satyaha. Your existence is not subject to coming and going. Your existence is intrinsic to you. You are existing independently, satyaha. And then Bhagavan said, you are not limited to this body. Yena sarvam idam tatam. You are that consciousness, you are that existence by which everything is pervaded. And there also it was suggested you are ekaha. Things pervaded are many, but you, one who is pervading, are one. And since you are all pervasive, you do not have a particular shape, particular form, you are formless. And then one of the important part of the teaching regarding Atma, you are akarta abhokta. And Bhagavan is emphasizing this because Arjuna's conflict is, I am going to kill Bhishma Pitamaha, and they are going to be killed. And therefore Bhagavan says, you are not a karta. Really you are not a doer. You are consciousness in your presence, the body mind sense complex acts. You are a karta. And thereby you are abhokta. You are free from being sukhi, dukhi. And thus the notion of kartrutvam, which is a very strong notion about myself, was dismissed by Bhagavan. And in this connection, it is important to note that to be free from the notion of kartrutvam by the knowledge that I am Chaitanya Swarupaha, different from this body mind sense complex. In this manner, we become free from the notion of kartrutvam only when my sense of kartrutvam is diluted. If it is very strong sense of kartrutvam, then what will happen? Either knowledge itself will be dismissed, because whatever is strong prevails. So if your notion of kartrutvam is very, very strong, you are very obsessive about your doership. I did this, and you boast, and if you don't do, you feel so bad about it. Your name did not come. This is one of the issues in big program. That if we forget to thank that person, my name did not come. Therefore, at the end, the vote of thanks, they will say, people who are mentioned and not mentioned, to all of them we thank. Still you will feel, but my name, I should come in the non-mentioned category? It's such a big thing, Therefore, it is a vote of thanks is a very big responsibility. Anyway, because I have seen that people do comment this, that his name we did not say. That person himself may not come because feeling shy to tell. So he threw others. Oh, Swami, his name did not come. When such obsession is there, it will be very difficult for a person to see right away, I am a karta. Therefore, in Shastra, before coming to knowledge, person is suggested to practice nimitta bhava, the sense of instrumentality. Before that, you see that I am only one of the factors in action. I am not the sole factor. Dilute your kartrutva. And then you see, I am an instrument. In the 11th chapter, Bhagavan is going to say, Nimitta matram bhava sabya sachin. And Pujya Swamiji also, when he was in Rishikesh, in the last days, he told, Nimitta mein maja hai. Means, if you have the sense of instrumentality, then you can be relaxed. You can see that when you are carrying the burden of the authorship of action, you will be stressed. When you say, let us be the instrument of any project, with regard to any project to be done, let us be instruments in the hands of Bhagavan. Or let us be instrument of our Guru. Whomsoever you can relate to, Guru or Bhagavan, I am just instrument. Then you can be relaxed. your kartrutvam will be diluted. So nimitta matram. Even if people give credit, you say this happened because of the grace of this Lord, because of the sankalpa, blessings of Pujya Swamiji. That is how we say. I was just an instrument. But it is very difficult when people are giving all what is called compliments to deny that. It's difficult. And when you have not got carried away by compliments, then when somebody criticizes you, it will not hurt you so much. But what you want to do, when compliments come, you want to claim. And when the criticism comes, you want to become nimitta bhava. It doesn't happen. You need to be consistent. So when compliments come, from your heart you should say, not for the formality. From heart of the heart you say that I was just an instrument. The real doer is Ishvara or the Guru Sankalpa. Then you can be relaxed even when somebody criticizes. And in this manner, if you have diluted your kartrutvam, genuinely, sometimes we say like this, oh, main to nimitta hu, I am just nimitta, but we don't mean it. How do we know we don't mean it? Because if my name doesn't come, I feel bad. Hey, instrument, why? I am an instrument, I am not the doer. How does it matter? Nobody goes and compliments the flute. Always people will compliment what the flute player. So people did not refer to my name. Why it should matter? If I consider myself to be instrument, how does it matter? Nobody compliments instrument. When the instrument builder is complimented, so Bhagavan is complimented. Bhagavan should be complimented. In this manner, you have diluted your kartrutvam, kartrubhava, then it will be relatively easy to appreciate what? I am a karta. Your emotional resistance to this teaching will not be there. Otherwise, after Vedanta study also this continues. I taught so well, I gave very nice talk, but nobody appreciated. So that remains. I gave summary so well, but nobody appreciated. I wrote a very nice article, only 3 likes came. Nowadays, likes and dislikes is very big, So slowly, by nimitta bhava, more and more nimitta bhava we practice in Vyavahara, then I am a karta will be relatively easy to appreciate. That is one incidental note I just wanted to share with. Then we came to the next shloka. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani. Just as a person having discarded or removed the old dress, navani aparani grihnati naraha. A person wears another new dress or washed dress. Tatha, similarly, sharirani jirnani vihaya, having discarded the old dress, dehi navani anyani sanyati. Dehi Atma, the one who is manifesting through the body, Atma, anyani sanyati, assumes other dress. And dress refers to here body. Sorry, anyani sharirani, already given. Anyani sharirani, he assumes other bodies. I did not say dress, anyani sharirani. He assumes other bodies. Means our body is like another dress. Just as we discard old dress and wear new dress, similarly we discard old body and wear new body. Assume new body. Here one difference is, in case of dress, you can wear it again also. Somebody else also can wear, isn't it? You discard it and somebody wears it. Here, Bhagavan said no. It's a one-use, single-use dress. So Bhagavan said you only can use. Generally, in some yogic situation, it happens that Parakaya Pravesha, that we are not considering. Parakaya Pravesha is possible. Somebody dies, another person enters. But we are talking about normal situation. In normal situation, what happens? This dress, once discarded, it is to be disposed. Whatever way, by burying or by cremating, whatever. This one thing. Another thing is, we saw in the last class, the dress is old enough to be discarded or not, is not decided by the likes of the person. Person cannot say that I like this, my body dress is not old enough to be discarded. I don't want to die. That will not be listened to. Or even if you say, Swamiji, let this body go away, let this body go away, it doesn't go away. Even though you feel it is old, but Bhagavan says, or 4 saal chalega. So Bhagavan, he keeps you in the same body. Like some parents will say, no, ye dress to chalega, or you'll wear it. So one thing is that the dress has become old or not is not really decided by the person directly. Indirectly, person decides. The jiva indirectly decides about the age of the body. How? Through the karma. How long this jiva will remain in this body? As long as he or she has got prarabdha. Prarabdha means what? Punya papa which he has done in the past life and mature in this life. So how long he will remain or she will remain? Till prarabdha is there. If prarabdha is over, then person goes to bathroom, washroom and then he doesn't come out. You must have heard many cases, people die in the bathroom itself. There is a lot of study on that. Why many people die in bathroom? There are some reasons for that. So it doesn't come out. And sometimes somebody falls from the 2nd or 3rd floor, still he lives. I don't know whether it really happened or joke. He said some fellow, he fell from the 3rd or 4th floor. And down below, one fellow was going with a cot on his head. So that fellow fell exactly on the cot and the fellow down below died. That is possible. So depending upon the prarabdha, this body is discarded or retained. Old and new, the jiva directly cannot decide. Only through karma he is responsible. This is one thing. Another thing which we were about to start in the last class, and that is when it is said that jiva travels from one body to the other, or jiva discards the old body and assumes the new body. And the word used is dehi. Dehi is discarding the old body and wearing the new body. Now, what is the meaning of Dehi? Dehi simply means the one who has the body. By this word Dehi, we can take Jivatma or we can take Shuddha Atma. Both we can take. But for a common man, we don't go to the Shuddha Atma, we just retain the meaning of the Jivatma. What is Jivatma? Jivatma is consciousness with subtle body and causal body. So who travels from one body to the other? The Jivatma, who is having the subtle body and causal body. Subtle body is the body consisting of 17 subtle parts. 5 organs of action, 5 organs of perception, 5 pranas, mana and buddhi. These 17 subtle parts constitute subtle body. And the body which is responsible for even subtle body, which is consisting of ignorance, which is consisting of samskaras, containing samskaras, and even punya, sanchita punya papa, that body is called karana sharira, causal body. So consciousness with this sukshma and karana sharira travels. The consciousness with sukshma and karana sharira is otherwise called jivatma. So who travels? Jivatma travels. And by saying that Jivatma travels, what we want to convey? That even Jivatma does not die when the gross body dies. So even if you are looking upon yourself as just individual soul, not going up to pure consciousness, even if you are looking upon yourself as just Jivatma, individual self, still you are not dying. Only the body is dying. You continue to be there. Therefore, do not worry about your death and others' death, because every individual jiva is permanent. That is the message conveyed when we take the meaning Dehi. Dehi means Jivatma who has got the body. And in the light of this understanding, what is the definition of birth? Navina Deha Sanyogaha Janma. Jiva getting associated with the new body is called birth. Wearing new dress is called birth. What is Mrityuhu? That Purva Deha Viyogaha. Separation from the previous body is called Maranam. So Maranam is nothing but the Jiva departing from this body. Arrival or association of Jiva with a particular body is called Janma, and departure of this Jiva from this body is called Maranam. So Janma and Maranam are nothing but association and dissociation. And therefore, you are permanent on it. And we are giving this explanation to answer that possible question, that how come this Atma is traveling? We say Atma is not traveling. Atma with Upadhi travels. Upadhi means Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira travel. And since Sukshma Karana Sharira travel, Atma is said to be traveling. This is how we give the answer. Otherwise, Atma will become a traveler, and so Atma being a traveler, it will have modifications. Then Atma is Nirvikara, will not be established. Therefore, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira travels, and wherever the Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira travels, Atma is there. Therefore, we say Jivatma travels. And if we look upon this shloka only from the standpoint of pure consciousness, then what does it mean? It only means that when the body, the old body dies, means all the functions stop, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira go away, then Atma continues to be there. As long as the body is there, physically body is there, Atma continues to be there. When this body is destroyed, means body does not remain in that form, then Atma starts manifesting through another body. Like space. Now space is available in this room, and if it is decided this room will be destroyed and some big building will make, then also space will continue to be. So Atma, Chit Swarupa Atma, pure Atma is like space. It does not undergo any change even when the body undergoes change. So that is the message. Even when the body undergoes the change, earlier it was asti, and now it is nashtaha, now destroyed. But Atma is not destroyed. Avikrita swarupaha Atma. Atma remains changeless, like space, manifesting through different body. And thus, main message is that destruction of the body is not destruction of Atma. Now people will ask this question. Swamiji, when a person dies, we say person is dead. At that time, we said Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira left. And wherever Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira is there, Atma is manifesting. But in this body, which is considered to be dead body, is there Atma or not? In the dead body, is Atma there or not? We say yes. Even in dead body, Atma, which is Chaitanya Swarupa, is very much there. Atma, which is Sat Swarupa, is very much there. That is why we say body is. Body is evident. So body is evident. That is possible because Atma is. So if a question is asked, is there Atma in dead body or not? We say yes. Atma, Shuddha Atma, pure Atma is very much there even in the dead body. Like in pencil, is Atma there or not? Yes. If in pencil there is Atma, in the clip there is Atma, in the book stand there is Atma, then in dead body also there is Atma. But Swamiji, if Atma is there, then how come he is not alive? For body to be experienced as a live entity, it requires something else. And what is required? It requires the medium of manifestation in a particular way. For Atma to manifest in a particular way, it requires a medium. And that medium is Sukshma Sharira. Therefore, Sukshma Sharira being not there, the body is not experienced as a live body. Atma is very much there. Like if you go out and on the ground, sunlight is there or not? Sunlight is there. But sunlight is not burning the, the grass. If you put a magnifying glass, then it will start burning. If you remove the magnifying glass, that burning feature of the sunlight will not be manifest. Sunlight is there, but burning sunlight is not there. When the medium of magnifying glass is removed. Similarly, in the dead body also, Chaitanya Swarupa Atma is there. But Atma manifesting in a particular way is not there. And therefore you don't experience this body to be a live body. Therefore, Atma continues to be there everywhere. There is no place where Atma is not there. But to manifest in a particular way, some Sukshma Sharira medium is required which is not there. And therefore here Dehi, when we take as a Jivatma, then we take it as a traveler. When we take it Dehi as a Shuddha Atma, it is just manifesting through different bodies. Old body and new body, all of them like space, it continues to manifest. And thus Atma is Nirvikaraha. That idea is conveyed. Now, somebody may say that when body is destroyed, then indweller of the body, Atma also should be destroyed. Like if house is destroyed and there are some people staying and they were asleep, house is destroyed, then the people in the house also will be destroyed. Or there's some bomb blast is there, so house is destroyed, along with that people also will be destroyed. So somebody who has not fully understood the message may have this question. that how come when the body is destroyed, Atma which is staying inside the body is not destroyed? For that, answer is given in the next shloka. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyaapaha, na shoshayati marutaha. Here it is said, Atma is not subject to destruction in any manner. What all possibilities for destructions are there are not applicable to Atma. That is being said, Shastrani enam na chindanti. Weapons do not cut asunder this Atma. Sword is there, rifle is there, anything is there, spear is there, all shastrani. All of them do not cut this Atma. Why? Because Atma is formless, partless. Anything which has got form and parts, that alone can be cut. Atma is formless, partless, therefore, enam shastrani na chindanti. That is why Alexander, he wanted to take some Mahatma from India. His Guruji had told that when you go to India, bring some Mahatma. Like we bring some chocolate or something, you bring Switzerland, you go, you bring chocolate. So similarly, from India, what? Bring some Mahatma. So he asked for that. He was very devoted perhaps to his Guru. So he inquired, he must have inquired that koi good Mahatma available. So then somebody must have said, here is a great Mahatma. So he sent for him, he said, come, he asked him to come, to messenger. He said, why should I come? I don't want anything from the emperor, why should I come? That fellow, that Mahatma did not come. Then Alexander himself went there and he said, you come with me. He said, why should I come? He said, if you don't come, I can cut your head. I can kill you. Then that Mahatma said, Mahatma laughed a lot. And he said, you are not even seeing me, how can you cut me? When you are not able to even see me, what really I am, then how can you cut me? Alexander surrendered. He said, this person, and he must have raised his sword. Alexander must have raised, and this Mahatma kept laughing, saying that you cannot cut me. That is the Dhyana Nishtha. किसी जो ज्ञान निष्ठा नहीं तो अंगुली काटने की बात है. If a finger is to be cut, नहीं बोले. Without finger, what will happen? So that nishtha he had, and therefore he abide in this understanding and not afraid. Nainam chindanti shastrani. During the freedom struggle, these shlokas, were very inspiring shlokas. Nainam chindanti shastrani. These Britishers, all these weapons cannot cut me. Therefore, these shlokas gave them courage. And you imagine that how much pramanya buddhi, the sense of validity they must be having in Gita. Based on this, they were ready to sacrifice their life. That Nainam chindanti shastrani. I continue to be there. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Fire does not burn this self. Because fire can burn only when same reason that forms are there and parts are there, then it can burn. Atma is formless and therefore fire cannot burn this Atma. Nacha enam kledayanti apaha. Waters cannot cannot wet it. See, other things, what happens? That water, it remains with some tree, some grass for some time. Then it gets wet and then slowly it is destroyed, rotten and destroyed. But Atma is not like those things, wooden piece or something which will be wet for long time and will be destroyed. Apaha enam na kledayanti. Waters cannot wet it, rotten it. Na shoshayati marutaha. And this marutaha, the fire cannot dry it up. Fire, what does it do? It disintegrates. If you keep something in the hot atmosphere, hot weather, then many parts which are joined by some gluey material, they will be disintegrated. That is why you have put some Fevicol or something on the roof, plastic, some sheet, it melted away and that sheet becomes separate. So, Marutaha, this wind, not fire, wind, fire I said by mistake. Wind does not dry it up. So, wind will dry it up. By the hot weather, I said wind, I should say. Wind does not dry it up. Wind will dry the things up and keep the things apart. Make the things apart. But this Atma cannot be dried up because Atma doesn't have any gluey material which will be dried up and the Atma will be disintegrated. That doesn't happen. So Marutaha, wind does not dry up. So 4 elements are talked about. Shastrani represent Prithvi Tattva, the earth. Pavakaha, fire. Apaha, of course, water. And Marutaha, wind, Vayu. These 4 elements generally become the cause for destruction. But for different things. But for Atma, these 4 cannot do anything. Then somebody may say, but we have heard that Panchama Bhutas are there. So how come the 5th one was not talked about? The 5th one is what? Space. Space does not destroy anyone. Nobody is afraid of space. Oh, today space will come and destroy me. Nobody feels that. Space is not known as an agent of destruction. And in Shastra, one rule is followed. Prasaktasya eva pratishedaha. That which is possible alone should be dismissed. That which is not possible should not be dismissed. Therefore, Shastra never says one should not eat fire. Why? Because nobody eats fire. If somebody is eating fire, then Shastra can give the instruction. What? One should not eat fire. Some people may eat non-veg. And certain non-veg is not good. And therefore Shastra may say, don't kalanjam na bhakshet. Certain things are not good for drinking. And it is possible to drink. So, like alcohol. Suram na pibet. Why? People can drink. So it is possible, there is a possibility of drinking. Therefore Shastra will say, don't drink. Shastra doesn't say never drink fire. Shastra doesn't say. Shastra doesn't say don't drink space. Doesn't say. Why? Nobody drinks space. And therefore here also, since there is no possibility of space destroying anyone, therefore the mention of space is not there. And only those 4 which are known to be destroyer. The Shastrani destroy, fire destroys, and sometimes when water destroys, and the wind, Marutaha, wind also destroys. Therefore, the possibilities of destruction by them are negated. Atma is not subject to destruction by any one of these 4 elements. And because of that, Atma is known to be indestructible, etc. That is said in the next shloka. Achedyo yamadahyoyam akledyo shoshya evacha नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुः अचलोऽयं सनातनः. Since weapons do not cut this Atma, therefore achedyaha, uncuttable. That's how we have to say it in English. Uncuttable. Not subject to cutting by any weapon. Achedyaha. Atma is achedyaha. Earlier it was said with reference to the weapons. Weapons do not cut the self. And here it is said that therefore the self is not subject to cutting by any instrument. Adahyaha ayam. This self is not subject to burning by fire. Akledyaha. This self is not subject to getting wet by any amount of water. Ashoshyaha. Not subject to drying up by any amount of wind. So whatever happens, I the self am not going to be dried up. Why? Because I the self am consciousness, do not have any material which will be dried up. In some plant or something, there is some material which can be dried up. Therefore, that material is dried up, then plant is said to be dried up. But in case of the self, there is no such material. Therefore, ashoshyaha evacha. And since all possibilities of destructions are not there, therefore nityaha. Atma is nityaha. Nitya generally we translate as eternal, but Pujya Swamiji used to say it is better to translate it as timeless. Means that which is not subject to time. Sarvagataha. Sarvagata means all pervasive. And we have seen earlier, Atma is all pervasive doesn't mean there is a thin layer of consciousness everywhere. Like honey or butter spread on the bread, similarly Atma is spreading everything. That is not the meaning of Sarvagata. Sarvagata means it is obtaining in everything as the very content. Like clay pervades all parts. Means what? Clay is obtaining in all parts as the very content. It is not that on the pot there is some painting of clay. That is not we mean when we say clay pervades all parts. Clay pervades all parts means clay is obtaining as the very content of all parts. That is the meaning of sarvagatatvam of clay in parts. Similarly, Atma is existence, Atma is consciousness, and that is the content of everything. So Atma is obtaining in everything as the very content, and therefore Atma is called Sarvagataha. I, existence, am content of everything, and therefore Sarvagataha. And Sthanu. Sthanu means I am this changeless. Sthanuvat tishtati, this changeless. Sarvada tishtati iti sarvada sarvatha samrupataya tishtati iti sthanu. That which remains changelessly is called sthanu. Achalaha. Achalaha means motionless. Since Atma is everywhere, there is no place to move into. You can move only to the place where you are not. See, your body can move from there to here. Why? Because your body is there and not here. Where you are not, there alone you can move to. Where you are, you cannot move to that place. So similarly, Atma, if it is not there in some place, then Atma can move. There is no place where Atma is not there. Therefore, Achalaha. And Sanatanaha. Sanatanaha means it is ever fresh. Never born in a particular time and getting old. Sanatanaha. Ever fresh. That is why our dharma, Vedika dharma, is called Sanatana dharma. The name Hindu we have accepted now. But really speaking, Hindu was not the original name of our dharma. Our dharma was originally called Vaidika Dharma. Vaidika Dharma means Veda based dharma. Veda Jataha or Vede Pratipaditaha Vaidikaha. Our real name of our dharma is Vaidika Dharma. And our Sanskriti, our culture is also called Vedika Sanskriti. Now we call Indian culture, etc. Okay. But real name is Vedika Sanskriti. Our dharma is Vedika Dharma. And our Vedika Dharma is called Sanatana Dharma. Why? Because it is ever relevant. The content of Vedika Dharma is never obsolete. Vedika Dharma has got two aspects, Pravritti Lakshana Dharma, Nivritti Lakshana Dharma. Pravritti Lakshana Dharma means the duties, upasanas, attitude. That is called Pravritti Lakshana Dharma. And that is universal, applicable to all. That is why the message of Bhagavad Gita is relevant to everybody in the world. Of course, the message to receive effectively, if a person is exposed to Indian culture, person who is exposed to this Indian way of life, it will be more effective and person will be benefiting more. That is why to learn Vedanta, even though it may look fanatic, one needs to have the respect for Vedic culture. The people who have got little bit disrespect and people who look down upon certain aspects of Vedic culture, they will not be able to imbibe this Vedantic teaching, even though message of Vedantic teaching is universal. It is not restricted to any dharma. Even Christian can appreciate, yes, I am Satchidananda. People from other countries can appreciate, I am Satchidananda. I am Satchidananda is not the teaching given to Indians. But this teaching is effective, will bring about the desired result when a person has lived the life as prescribed by Vedas, following certain cultural norms. This particular point I am highlighting because now a particular class or a group of people is coming up. What is the name? Not religious but spiritual. Means people are now proud to say that. So-called modern people, what? I am not religious but I am spiritual. That is not something prescribed or encouraged by our traditional teachers. Our tradition doesn't endorse this view, even though people like it. So I don't believe in religious practices. I don't believe. I'm spiritual. You can be effectively spiritual only when you are following dharma. You have got sufficient place for dharma, dharmic practices in your life. You cannot bypass these dharmic practices, the forms of dharma which are there, going to the temple, worshipping the Lord, all these things are there. That has been done. It is not that throughout your life you have to do it, but one has done sufficiently. Or we assume, sometimes we give benefit of doubt. That person might have done in the past life. We give benefit of doubt. But in normal course, one has respect for and wherever possible practicing this dharmic karma, dharma rupa karma, then only this Vedantic vision becomes effective. Vedantic vision becomes real for the person. Therefore, this modern trend we don't endorse. What? This Not religious, but spiritual. People feel what, why they go for this group is becoming, is expanding. Because people think that religious practice is meant for only the lower level people. We are highly intellectual people. We are highly evolved people. And therefore we don't believe in all this. That mindset itself is wrong. You can say that, see, I am born in a different culture, different upbringing, and therefore I am not able to do Sandhya Vandanam, Samvidadhanam or Agnihotra, etc. But those who are doing, I really respect them. And I wish, to the extent it is possible in my life, I would like to follow. That mindset is a healthy mindset. You may not be able to practice all the things. You are staying in a flat, if you do Agnihotra, that ground floor fellow will come. Hey, what are you doing? So perhaps people may object. Smoke comes out, as people may object. In America, if you are doing agarbatti, that this alarm will ring. It will alarm. So people cannot do all this. They have to be careful. So we understand these certain things you are not able to do it. But looking down upon that, looking upon them as useless, that's, and considering oneself to be a little, gone beyond, etc., not a very healthy mindset. To the extent possible you do, but have reverential attitude for all practices. Then only this Sanatana Dharma, as I told you, our main topic was Sanatana Dharma has got the values, practices which are universal, especially the values preached by Sanatana Dharma, universal. And the teaching of Brahman, that also is universal. That also is eternal. So Dharma part is eternal, and Brahman, which is the subject matter of Vedic Dharma, both of them are eternal. Therefore, our Dharma is called Sanatana Dharma. Why Sanatana Dharma? It is teaching something which is eternal. Sanatana Pratipadakatvat Sanatanaha. And I am taking Dharma in a wider sense. Dharma, which is not only the Karma Kanda, it includes Vedanta. So Karma Kanda Vedanta Pratipadya Dharma is universal. That is, by the way, Sanatana is the nature of Atma. And having taught about Atma, in the next shloka, Bhagavan is concluding this topic of Atma temporarily. And then again he will talk about it later, but now he concludes. Avyakto yamachintyoyam avikaryoyamuchyate tasmadevam viditvainam nanushochitumarhasi. Ayam, this self is avyaktaha. Avyaktaha means imperceptible, not available for any organ to perceive. This is a very simple description, that Atma is not available for any organ, but it has got certain implications. One is that nobody can claim that I saw this pure Atma in my meditation or in that particular place. Whatever you saw or heard is not Atma as such. So people say that, no, I had Atma Darshanam. What is Atma Darshanam? He will say some bright light, and they will say very bright, thousands of suns and all this. All this you say, whatever you say, but that is not the true nature of Atma. So Avyaktaha means not available for organs. Achintyaha, unconceivable. One meaning is not available for inference, and not available as an object. it cannot be objectified by any thought. Why? Because it is the very content of the subject. So it cannot be objectified. It can be subjectified only. Means it should be seen as I. The right understanding of Atma is in the form of claiming oneself to be Atma. In whatever other manner you say, it is not complete understanding. Finally, Atmagdanam should end up in I am Atma. So therefore it is Achintyaha. Avikaryoya muchyate. It is called avikaryaha. It is changeless, free from modifications. Tasmat. Since Atma is like this, and knowing Atma in this manner gives freedom, therefore, evam viditva enam. Having understood this self in this manner means it is timeless, it is akarta, abhokta, changeless. In this manner, having understood, na anushochitum arhasi. You do not have any basis for grieving. When you understand Atma as it is, then you do not have any basis for sorrow. Sorrow comes because you do not understand yourself the way you are. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Next week Guru Payarchi.
Next one is 23rd is Sunday.
Guru Payarchi.
Oh, acha. Okay. So we'll have 30th April next class. Good, you reminded.